Welcome back to another episode of Gridiron Guys. I'm your host, Luke, with my co-host, Big Jim.
What's going on, fellas? How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. We actually have a surprise for everybody. We've got our first guest on to talk about picks, and he's kind of a degenerate gambler. I feel like we can maybe make him our Thursday guy, but without further ado, welcome East Coast Brad.
East Coast Brad.
What up? Happy to be here. Very happy to be here.
East Coast Brad. Thanks for coming on. A little backstory. Brad and I's girlfriends or significant others are really good friends, and me and Brad are now just bros now. Yeah. So you know how that kind of works. Like, we just bullshit. We talk. I will say the funnest time I have had, Brad, is I think it was London. We were literally just sitting at a pub and we were talking baseball for about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
And also another story about Brad. We went to a convention. Brad stayed back in the hotel to watch the Masters that weekend.
I left early twice and stayed back one day to watch golf.
Yes. Oh my God.
I had a VPN out there. Mine wasn't working.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Oh, but man, no. Thanks, Brad.
Like I said earlier, man, 10 out of 10 on the hat. No laying up. I love it.
Yeah. We don't lay up. Brad likes to do some gambling, so we couldn't think of it. He's gonna be our bear. Like, he's gonna be like, you're a fucking idiot for taking that pick, and that's just how it's gonna be. Brad, let's get a little bit of rundown of, like, who are your sports teams?
But diehard O's fan, which is crushing right now. That's my number one. After we just got swept for the first time all year, tough life. I'm a Commanders fan, and this season is a wash because we got rid of Dan Snyder. So it's all we're playing
it's a win.
Money. Yeah,
that's a win there.
That's my Super Bowl. Caps fan, and then LSU Tigers fan for college.
God,
families from Louisiana. So. That's where the roots are. Maryland football is terrible. They've been a tough watch.
Hey!
Put up a fight last week.
We like, the entire time I was door dashing, and I was just texting Brad like, bro, man, I need this plus 20 to hit, or it's not going to be good. Right, so speaking of MLB, we're not a baseball podcast, but like, the playoffs are going on right now, and in my opinion, nothing is better than playoff baseball. Nothing is better than playoff baseball. So I think obviously the O's are out. We're gonna individually pick a team, and we'll see who goes the farthest. Okay.
I like that.
Brad, I'll let you go first since you're the guest.
I'm gonna ride on one of my preseason pickems with a little money on it, but the Stros, going with them. Gonna ride them out. I would be excited if the Twins won out that series. The Twins are a really fun ball.
Oh, yeah.
Super young and really, like, great pitching staff.
Yeah, and someone new for sure there, you know.
Yeah, the Stros are their machine, right? Like, they keep signing dudes out of, like, the Dominican Republic for like $30,000, and they have 2 ERAs and throw 98. It makes no sense. They keep doing it. They keep, like, they lose all their players and they re-sign different guys, and they're a wagon for years upon years.
And the fact with that is that I found it so interesting that they're able to keep, like, their core guys, though, that have been to multiple World Series, like, that they can kind of lean on. That's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
Yeah. Those are my guys too. I've rode with them for a while, so.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Hopefully you don't get called a cheater for hitting trash cans. But Nate, who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with Arizona Diamondbacks just because I got I got some family in there, and they're beating the hell out of the Dodgers right now. What's not to love about the Diamondbacks? So
plus, you get to watch Corbin Carroll play ball for more, and that's like one of the most exciting players in baseball.
Yeah,
I mean,
and their jerseys are like 10 out of 10. You know, I'm a big fan. I'm a big, like, I root for the teams that have the sick ass jerseys. You know, so gotta root for them. So I will say,
like, honestly, I say they should bring back the purple.
The purple with
those were fucking cool. Like, that purple with that black. They had a black with purple. Yes. Yep. Oh god.
Yep.
They'd win every single fucking game.
Did Randy Johnson pitch for him?
Yes, for years.
Is that
Yeah, but
is that when he hit the bird?
World Series team?
It was on the World Series team. It was him, Schilling, and then Luis Gonzalez, I think, was their main outfielder. He was their main batter.
Is that when he hit that bird? When he was at Arizona?
I think he was in Arizona then, which is the most ridiculous clip ever. That bird just exploding in midair.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to take the Phillies. I think that,
There you go.
I eventually I will be living close to Philadelphia. I'm a Cubs fan, so I'd rather not see the Dodgers win a World Series, but anybody else, and I mean, I don't really mind the Astros, but like if anybody were to win it, I think it'd be awesome to see the Phillies win it, especially because Philadelphia has been shit on the last year and a half with not winning championships. So it's like I would like to see them win a World Series, which would be fun because I don't mind Bryce Harper. And it's the Phillies.
Love Bryce.
I think it's hilarious.
He's an entertaining player.
No, he definitely is.
Yeah,
definitely
that's
is.
my guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take. So I got Phillies. Brad's got Astros, and Nate's got the Diamondbacks. Now, obviously, NHL has also started, but we don't really care about NHL because we're a football podcast. But
dude, that's like the same. That's like the same concept. Like playoff baseball is unbelievable to watch.
Dude,
it's so
Cup.
exciting.
Stanley Cup.
Playoff hockey is unbelievable.
Oh, it's wildly.
Like you're like, fuck yeah.
We've been to playoff hockey games, and they are unreal in person. Me and Brooke are huge Caps fans, so we've been to a good.
So there you go. Yeah.
Playoff baseball is another one too, though.
Yeah. I like to root for Nashville Predators. Just
there you go.
I don't know. Just
Preds are always fun.
Team.
They're always a good fun team.
So I will say, I'm a Chicago guy. Like most of my pro teams are from besides the Chiefs. Yeah, just besides the Chiefs. All of my sports teams are from Chicago. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a Cubs fan. I might as well be a Blackhawks fan because that 18-year-old seems to be really fucking good.
Connor Bedard, freak.
Did they lose last night?
No, they end up coming back. I think they won 4-2.
Did they?
Let's fucking go! What a great time to be a Blackhawks fan, baby! Woo! 1-0, baby. But like, okay,
kid looks like a baby though.
Dude, he does. It's scary. Like seeing him with like Sidney Crosby and just like sitting there like, dude, Jesus Christ, this guy looks like a grandpa compared to like this young kid.
Did you hear about his mom and him buying an apartment?
No.
I heard this. I read this today. Apparently he was they were getting him to buy an apartment in Chicago, and his mom was like, well, what if he like doesn't make the team? And they're like, he's making the team. Like he's gonna be there. Like,
oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, we'll ranking. Okay, this will be a ranking. Okay, playoff atmospheres 1 through 3. 1 through 3. Okay. Ed, what's your going from 3 to 1? What would you say playoff sports, pro or college?
That's a tough one. Okay, college gets kind of screwed because they don't have a whole lot of playoff games at home. So it's never as good. Never as good. So it'd be NFL at 3, probably. And even then you kind of get it almost fizzles out with the Super Bowl. Then probably hockey and then baseball, but it's tough between the two. Right. And baseball, the best part is the time in between the action, where hockey, the best part is the action. It's the craziest, but baseball is the moments in between. It's the stress of the pitch, it's the stress of that it builds and builds and builds. And that's like the best part of it because it sucks you deeper and deeper in as the game goes on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Nate,
are we counting like tournament play in college as playoffs?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go college basketball NCAA tournament number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get the first 2 weeks of that the first week is just nothing but buzzer beaters, Cinderella teams, that just awesome atmosphere. And you just get all these bets are being piled in, hitting the overs, hitting the unders, and you're watching heartbreak happen in like live contests and everything. So I'm going to go with that number 3. I'm going to probably have to go with like playoff hockey number 2 and playoff baseball number 1. Yeah. It's just so exciting. I find myself watching, I mean, because I'm not a huge hockey or baseball fan, but I do find myself watching, like if a game goes game 7 in either sport or whatever, it's just like you're glued to it,
Yeah,
that's something you have to watch. You're like, okay, we got to watch it. So playoff hockey, playoff baseball, 1 and 2 there. So
I'm going to say March Madness, NFL playoffs. And then I think it's unanimous. Baseball's number 1.
Yeah.
To watch, like watching Game 7 of the World Series in 2016, I have never been more nervous for a sporting event in my entire fucking life. Entire fucking life. That whole series, like that whole playoffs, like the Cubs were just like fucking rolling, and then they get to the NLDS, and then it's just like, all right, we're gonna have to fucking. It's just like a game of like matchups. It's wild. Playoff baseball is the best, in my opinion.
It is the best, hands down.
All right, let's get into Pickem. Week 6, we're gonna break down some games for college football first, and then we'll do our Pickem, and then we will do NFL, and then same thing. First game I've got on the slate is Iowa at Wisconsin. Brad's on the East Coast. He is part of the Big Ten with Maryland.
Yeah.
He also is an LSU fan. So, in Penn State, I guess, but like
Rutgers.
Maryland's still in the ACC in my mind. We never left.
Yeah.
College sports ended in Maryland when we left the ACC.
Hey, man, you can be officially inducted into the Big Ten because your baseball team won the Big Ten championship.
True. We did.
There you go.
That is true.
Yeah, Maryland baseball is pretty
Our
good.
football team's still waiting.
Really good.
Hey, Maryland baseball is like always has been solid. They've always just randomly had 1 or 2 guys that end up going pro.
Hey, man. Yeah. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. And then they have football. We always have one guy, like Darnell Savage is a Maryland guy, Stephon Diggs. We always have a couple guys, but
absolutely.
They can never put together the talent that they deserve. Especially basketball might be even worse. It's legitimately the best basketball area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't.
Yeah, no, it literally is.
Yeah. You
it's
go out
wild,
there.
But
when the Skurs play Maryland in basketball, you're like, we flip it on and everything, be like, oh my God, Maryland's average height is like 6'10".
Yeah.
And you're like, how the hell are these guys not undefeated?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Terrible coaching. Mark Turgeon should have been fired so long ago before he actually did. It was so hard to watch.
Oh my God. But getting back to the Big Ten, Iowa, Wisconsin, this is kind of like a game that we have very much interest in. Wisconsin's favored by 10.5.
Crazy.
That's fucking wild. Brad,
that line opened at 4.5.
Did it really?
Yeah, that line opened at 4.5.
It opened at 4.5. Now it's 10.5.
Why the fuck did it jump? Why did it jump to 10.5? Well, the over under is what, 31 or 39?
Around there. Let's see.
I don't know. Oh, 34, yeah, they did. 34. They did. They did. They lost. What's his name? Cade McNamara for the year with the torn ACL.
Yep.
So I guess that makes sense. But like
they lost him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but like that
because
that line shouldn't have been affected that much.
Shouldn't have. So something's happening. They have a couple more injuries.
I'm not sure.
Wisconsin,
one of their only wide receivers they have.
Yeah, but like Wisconsin, like I watched that Washington State, like them play Washington State a couple of weeks ago, and it was like very inconsistent. Like I felt like they hadn't hit their stride, but I guess they just played Purdue and put up 45 points. So I guess that's okay. Yeah. And obviously the only pick that I like, this is my only advice ever betting that is a sure fucking thing. Always bet the under in the Iowa game because they have zero fucking offense, but their defense will show up. Like like it's so fucking ridiculous how bad they are on offense, but they're so good on defense. And this is to determine
the safe thing to do, the safe bet if you're betting this game is to bet that 10 and it's 10.5. You said because 10, like that Iowa team. I mean, just a stat from last week. The quarterback went 6 of 21. Did not throw a completion to one wide receiver. God. Not one wide receiver caught the ball that week. It was 5 from their tight end and 1 from their running back. They were absolutely dog shit. Yeah. Don't ever touch an Iowa game, like you said, Luke. If you're gonna touch it, get the under because their defense is phenomenal. But
in the fact that the last like 4 or 5 meetings have been determined by less than 3 points. Like every single game between Iowa and Wisconsin has come down to a field goal or a late score touchdown. Like
I don't know though. I feel like Wisconsin's offense is starting to click and put things together with Braylon Allen, and then they're rotating in another running back. You know, it just feels like they just grow them out of the grass in Wisconsin. You know, they're always loaded at running back. So I feel like this is a safe bet for people.
Yeah, if I were to take anything, I'd take the fucking
under. Mordecai's a good, smart quarterback. So I know we're not doing picks here, but like it's safe for Wisconsin. I feel like.
If anything, if I were to bet it, I would go the under, and then I would take Wisconsin money line. If anything, because I just don't. Or if you want to take a safer bet, take Iowa with the points, because I just don't think that line is way too much for Wisconsin. If I'm looking at that game, I'm like, crazy. I'm not taking Wisconsin minus 10.5. That's a lot of points. And Iowa,
think so?
for as much as I hate fucking Iowa, and trust me, I hate Iowa. They play good defense. They play
great
phenomenal
defense. Great defense.
They just can't fucking score.
Nope.
So it's
they can't score.
And they're not going to do here.
They're not going to score this game. Like all Wisconsin has to do is score 10 points and they cover, because they'll hold Iowa to a goose egg probably.
No, absolutely.
You know, or 3 points. You know,
I don't know, but that's a big game for the Big Ten West. It's
a lot of implications.
It could be a lot of implications. I mean, obviously Nebraska has a bye, so we're not going to talk about them very much. But like a lot of the teams that they are playing, Michigan State plays this week. Purdue plays this week. Northwestern's on a bye, but like, pay attention, folks. This game is going to matter. It could come down if Nebraska were to able to win out. I mean, not win out, but like it come down to Iowa, Nebraska. That's very plausible at this point. The Big Ten West is a fucking shit show. Like,
it's a shit show.
Brad, when I tell you that it's a shit show, it's an absolute fucking shit show.
All they're doing is playing for second place, because whoever they play, either Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan in the Big Ten East, you know, in that championship game, they're going to win it. Yeah, they're going to win it. So, playing for second place.
Next game is Texas A&M at Tennessee. The line for that game, as it stands right now, I want to say it's Tennessee -3. Yeah, -3. Yeah, over under.
-7. Wow.
Opened up as -7. I mean, after watching that, after watching that Alabama Texas A&M game, sweating that motherfucker out. My God, Jesus Christ! Texas A&M it needs to get needs to have a get right game. But I also think Tennessee at home is a pretty safe bet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Both of these offenses score at like an unimaginable amount. I mean, both offenses are averaging. Both of these offenses are pretty even matched. With Tennessee averaging 466 yards of total offense and A&M averaging 420. So I mean, it could come down to whose defense shows up in this game. But giving them the factor, like, I think Tennessee is a really good team in the East. I mean, with the SEC East, it's Georgia, and then whoever's going to win, whoever's going to be second place, you know? And it's so tough to really see. And I mean, A&M was in that spot 3 years ago when Alabama and LSU were taking out each other. But I mean, it all depends. I think Tennessee, I think the best bet would be Tennessee. I think they probably would cover this game, but who knows?
Yeah. But what'd you say? You had Tennessee at 3?
Yeah, -3.
Yeah. I'm with you, Luke. I think Tennessee at home is a big factor. I mean, they get up for game day. You know, it's a 2:30 kickoff. So, I'm going to go with Tennessee -3 also. Yeah. Hendon Hooker is. I mean, he had a week off last week, and
you mean Joe Milton?
They're going to be fine. Joe Milton, sorry.
Yeah, I was
saying last year, is it? I was saying last year, right?
I was literally just looking up.
They'd be pretty damn good if it was Hendon Hooker still. But no, Joe Milton. That changes my pick. No, I'm kidding. I'm going with Joe. Yeah, I'm going with Tennessee here. So.
But like here's the thing. Like, Joe Milton has a cannon of an arm, but like, what the fuck? Like, he doesn't have.
I just feel like a week break with Tennessee and their offense, and like how Heupel's such an offensive-minded coach, he's going to draw up something to beat Texas A&M. And I feel like they're going to be fresh. They're going to be healthy. They're going to be – I feel like they run away with this. I'm saying maybe 10 points, so.
Yeah. Brad, what's your take on this game?
Feels like an over game. Feels like they're just going to – it's too high
Yeah.
offense. Its defenses aren't going to show up probably, and Tennessee's going to be fired up coming into that. Kind of after – what, do they have a week? No, they played last – do they have a week off? Yeah, they did have a week off. So.
Yeah, they had a bye week. So off a bye week, and then Texas A&M coming off of a tough loss to Alabama.
Tough loss. Yeah, tough
loss. And, they're probably pretty tired,
Yeah, playing against Bama, you're at home. It feels like a Tennessee game. It's public money on though. Public money is on A&M big time.
A&M, yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
A&M to cover is 80% of the hand, 81% of the handle, which is wild.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. I bet a bunch of people got it at 7. At 7, I would have liked.
Probably. Absolutely. Yeah, not 3.
I'm just surprised they're still looking pretty good without their starting quarterback because he's hurt for the rest of the year. So I figured they'd drop off, but they didn't. I mean, they played pretty damn good against Bama. So
their defense statistically is doing really well. They're only giving up 84 yards on the ground and 184 in the air. So I mean that defense might hold up. It just depends. I'm surprised that those numbers aren't up after that Bama game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Next game, I think this is this week for college football.
Yeah,
this game is really fucking juicy. I will give my analysis. I'm not gonna give away because I do have this game in my picks. So Oregon at Washington. It's a 2:30 kickoff. Over under, I believe Brad is 61.
I think it's right around there when I checked earlier today.
I want to say it's 61.
I accidentally 60. Oh no, it went way up. 67.
Yeah, 67.
Still, oh god, that's an ugly number, but
that is an ugly number. But both teams are very capable of hitting that number.
Easily hit. That
number.
Very hit that number. Penix is my front runner for the Heisman Trophy. Guy is 1,900 yards, 16 touchdowns, only 2 picks. That defense, I feel like is the best defense in the Pac. Is it better?
They're not the best. They're not better than Utah, Luke.
Yeah, that's true. Utes defense is tough.
Utah is fucking the Iowa.
Yeah.
So Washington right now is only giving up 243 yards in the air and 121 on the ground.
Wow.
I mean, both these offenses are literally neck and neck. Washington's the number 1 offense, and Oregon is shortly behind
top
them.
5 for sure.
Yeah.
5.
No, it goes Washington, Oregon, 1-2 for total offense. This game could be absolutely bananas. But I'm glad. I'm not giving you my pick. I'm not giving you my pick. It could go under. It could go over because it's not Pickem yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think Washington wins the game. That's for sure. I think Washington wins the game. They're actually not favored. They're favored 3-wise. But according to the matchup predictor on ESPN, they only have a 45% chance of winning. And I think it should be dead 50-50. Both of these teams, Bo Nix is fantastic. Dude. He's playing well right now. It's absolutely wild. I think Washington probably wins this game, and I think the winner of this game wins the Pac-12.
Oregon here, they're a powerhouse. I mean, they're so fast and they are so good on offense. I mean, you watch them coming to Colorado or Colorado come to them, and it was like different leagues. I feel like D1 versus D2. It was wild.
Is no kidding.
Yeah,
that is no shit. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I feel like Oregon here is this is. I'm baiting on the over. It's like you said, 67 is a very odd number. Fuck it.
I mean that, yeah.
I'm going with Oregon. Fuck it.
That Oregon money line
over.
Oregon plus money, I love.
What is the money line? What's the money line at?
Plus 124, I think is the average right now.
Ooh,
plus 124 is the best number I can get here.
Oh man. Oh fuck me. But
all right, let's move on.
I'm giving. All right. Next game, Brad. You get to talk about this one.
My
Auburn
Tigers.
at LSU. How are you feeling as an LSU fan right now? I mean, you guys have kind of had an up and
Not
down
great.
year.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the biggest problem we have is that we brought in Brian Kelly, and Brian Kelly speaks clear English, which is a large issue for our team. They understand what he's saying, and it's not just Coach O yelling at them in Cajun babble. And I think that's the biggest problem we have, because now they know what to do. And before it was just like, well, we're just going to fly around and figure it out as we go. And we're also just going to have the two best wide receivers in football. So then throw the ball up to them. And one of the best quarterbacks. Just throw the ball up. So it's pretty sweet to have that happen. But it's not a classic LSU team, which was, defense is going to beat you. And hopefully the offense puts up a couple points and gets to their big name receivers. It's a totally different team. It's weird to watch. But I'm having fun watching them. It sucks the couple of losses we've taken, but enjoying the season at least.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You think Daniels is a Heisman candidate?
I thought he was preseason. I don't know if he is now.
In your opinion, not now.
Not now. He still looked great. I mean, the guy
looks
great. Yeah, it's not been on him. It's been largely coaching and defense. I mean, it's a different.
They need Bo Pelini, man. Hire him back,
dude. The fact that they gave up 600 yards winning the national championship is absolutely insane to me. Insane to me. What are you feeling betting wise for that game? Like if you were to
pretty large favorites, and I would not take them they're minus 11.5 right now.
Oh, especially with Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, man,
he keeps games close.
Dude, he's a dangerous coach, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he does go out and get strippers for his players, so
you gotta do what you do.
Right? Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Hey, it's legal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before you can pay him. You had to bring him in somehow.
Just don't text him on the university phone.
Yeah, that's your mistake right there.
Yeah, that is the biggest mistake. 11 minus 11 LSU is a lot. That I don't know where the fuck they are getting these goddamn lines. Vegas must know shit about I just don't know. Vegas is so
money came in heavy on Auburn. I think that's where it was.
Well, it's also Death Valley at night.
Death Valley at night.
That's a
it's the
tough environment.
Right?
I would say no. Yeah. I don't have a read on that game. I really don't because it's I haven't really watched a ton. I watched LSU play Florida State, and that Florida State game was just absolutely bananas.
It was bananas.
Those motherfuckers they were just fucking coming out and hitting each other. It's oh, this is perfect on Memorial Day weekend. But or at least that Labor Day weekend.
The problem I have with LSU is I think they're a team I'll never bet against. I'll never bet for because I just don't know what team's going to come out there. Because you look top to bottom, they got a great team. They got a team that can actually win the whole damn thing. And then they go out there and struggle with Missouri. I mean, no shade on Missouri. Yeah. It's just dude, LSU should roll them, but they don't. They're not rolling these teams. And then recently, didn't they just beat the hell out of Arkansas? Or no, that was a close game as well.
That was a close game. Grambling.
That was actually a good game. KJ Jefferson's a freaking boss. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just LSU has the talent to win big, but some reason they're not. So it's just a team I'd stay away from.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking anything but probably Auburn points.
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely. Next game and the biggest game, in my opinion, this is the next to Oregon, Washington. I think this is one of the most important games of the day. USC at Notre Dame. If you guys didn't watch the episode, the last episode, I went on a tirade saying that USC is a garbage fucking team that has a great quarterback. They have no fucking defense, and it's true. It is true. It's true. And
it's not true though, dude. They're undefeated.
But it is.
Don't lose.
They're fucking undefeated,
dude. They're undefeated. Whatever. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna win.
Whatever. The stats are lined up against you, dude. When they average 700 fucking passing yards or total yards in a game, the defense just has to go out there and say, "Hey, let's get one stop this game. One stop, and we'll outscore the piss out of them."
Do you want to know what? So yeah, obviously I don't really give a whole bunch of stack into this, but the matchup predictor for ESPN has 61% on Notre Dame and 38% on USC. And I think I buy into that though, because if you look at it, like Notre Dame's defense is probably going to be the best defense USC will see up until this point, until they play Oregon and Washington.
Like you're 100% right there. Notre Dame's defense is damn good. Freeman is a hell of a DC, like a defensive coordinator coach. It's just their offense. They have they have like a top 5 quarterback in my opinion. Sam Hartman is unbelievable. He's ready for the NFL. He's got NFL caliber all over him. It's just who the fuck the running back's decent. He's big, but God, dude, they throw to their tight end 10 times a game, which is not a big deal, but when the other opponent, like Ohio State, was scoring almost like at the end of the game at will, you got to throw to someone else. And do they have that person? I haven't seen that yet, but it should be a great matchup. I don't know where the hell I'm going with this. It's just I am going to go with USC because they could score the fuck out of the ball. Like they'll score 50 as long as you score 50 or 49, you know. I had to do quick math there, Luke. Did you see that?
Quick math that I would have been like, nah, fuck this. We're going to have to take a while for me to do the math. Carry the one.
Hold on.
Brad, what's your pulse on this game?
Notre Dame has been one of my favorite teams to watch this year, even after costing me a bunch of money on the Ohio State game. Watching that in a bar in Phoenix was a tough look after losing a bunch of money earlier in the day on Clemson. Thank you for missing a fucking chip shot field goal, Clemson. But I Notre Dame's is the one team I think they can really take it to them. They haven't faced a challenge like that. And USC's a dog right now. Like that seems like you should just take USC and run, but Notre Dame I feel like can pull it out easily and shut them down. I mean, it's gonna be hard to shut down Caleb Williams, but they have the ability to do it.
If anyone did, they do. Yep.
Yeah.
So far,
so it's the marquee matchup, right? That's the one that's gonna be awesome to watch.
Is that the nighttime game?
Yep, that's NBC.
That's 7:30 NBC game. Yep.
I think Notre Dame has a really good shot. That game last year came down to a late touchdown.
Push.
I think that game came 26-21, I believe was last year's score. I think you're probably gonna see something similar. Notre Dame can run the ball. Yes, do they throw to their tight ends? Do they not have any wideouts?
Their running back is huge.
Dude.
He's a mammoth.
Dude, I was watching the Pat McAfee show when they were doing that on that Friday before the Ohio State game, and he showed up. I was like, Jesus, that looks like a fucking lineman. He's just absolutely insanely big.
It's like Jerome Bettis.
No, seriously. I think this is going to be the game that I pay attention the most to on Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be the one to lock into.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then the last game, can Miami bounce back after the shit show that happened last week?
After the dumbest play in history.
Well, okay. So Brad, I brought this up the other day. What's worse, kicking an onside kick in Ireland when you had just scored a touchdown, or not kneeling?
Not kneeling.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're all in agreement here.
I have the scars of the time Kirk Cousins kneeled instead of spiked. And I like those anytime someone makes the wrong decision there, it drives me insane. After watching that, you're just like, this is the simplest thing to do in football. It is the one thing that requires no effort.
That's so true. That is so true. I give my kind of take on it. I think Drake May is absolutely insane. He could, if Caleb Williams doesn't come out this year, it's definitely Drake May at 1. Yeah. And I feel like any team that gets him at 1 is going to feel comfortable. He's proven it. He's a fucking gamer. They got what's his face back now. He just got the NCAA okayed it after 3 fucking weeks, like almost a month of them being like no, and then they that's a crock of shit. The NCAA is a fucking farce. But
they got guilt tripped into that.
For fucking sure they did. Yeah, but I think North Carolina has a pretty good chance of squeaking out this game. I think that's at Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
It's at UNC.
Doesn't matter, dude.
Oh, it's at UNC.
It was at If it was at Miami, it wouldn't matter. They have like 2,000 fans that show up to their fucking field. That's an embarrassment to
It's the
even
most
put them on
beautiful time of
TV.
year down there.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. And they have a great stadium. Don't give me this shit that, the Orange Bowl sucks and everything. Nah, fuck you guys. But they don't have anything to cheer for now because their coach is an idiot.
No, yeah.
But dude, as a player, you should know what the hell's going on. Like, as a player, be like, why the fuck are we running this ball? Let's take a knee.
dumb.
And if I get yelled at, so fucking what? We won.
We get the W. Yeah. Yeah.
Fall over.
Damn,
Fall over.
It's like, does the players not even know what the hell's going on? Like, I know you're supposed to do what the coach says, but like, you got to make like a business decision here.
No, yeah, absolutely. So your kind of take on it, Jim, is North Carolina big then, right?
I feel like North Carolina can like push the mercy rule.
Yeah.
If there's a mercy rule in college football. So.
Look at that line being -3.5. Started at -1.5 for UNC. Like,
really
heavy.
Yeah,
heavy.
everyone's
yeah.
82% of the handle on UNC. Like, it is.
Pump it
that
up.
feels low. Like, I think I definitely that might be a bet of the week. Might be taking -3.5.
Yeah.
Sometimes in college it comes down to coach and quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
They got
absolutely.
They're better both parts of that, right? Like, they could come
Yeah.
out there and just smoke them.
Yeah. But that is our dude. No shit. I've been like thinking about this the entire time. Like, dude, this is gonna be. There you go.
There we
now
go.
we can actually see it. There you go. But now it's actually time for us to put our monies where our mouths are. Brad, I'm gonna let you go first. What are your 5 picks of the week?
Could round robin it because I got a couple, but I don't have all of them. But I think my first pick is going to be that -3.5 on UNC. Love that number. That feels low, and I think they're just going to come out firing. Drake Mayne's going to kind of his highs and odds are going to change probably after this week if he comes out and smokes it, which would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nate.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna homer the shit out of this one. I'm wearing the Florida hat. So Florida plays South Carolina. South Carolina's favored by 2. I'm going to go with Florida outright wins this game just because I'm a hard-headed son of a bitch, and I don't want to lose to fucking South Carolina. So, go Gators.
There you go.
All right. I am actually I'm going to do an audible here. I'm going to take Mizzou plus 2.5. They are playing Kentucky. And Drinkowitz, I think it's at Kentucky, if I am not mistaken. Hold on. Yeah, it's in Kentucky, which makes sense. -2.5. They like Mark Stoops always gets his teams up. They did just play Georgia, so they're not like that's a tough game to come back from, bounce back. Obviously the LSU game last week for Missouri didn't go the way they wanted to, but I think Missouri is the better team. So give me Missouri my plus 2.5. Brad,
I think my next one I'm going to take Oregon outright.
Money line.
Getting Oregon on the plus numbers is pretty awesome, and they are a stacked team that just comes. They come to play ball. Such a high-powered offense. It's going to be a shootout for sure. But I'll take Oregon to kind of take it to Washington and prove who the real Pac-12 kind of powerhouse is.
Right on. That's a good pick. I'm gonna jump to the SEC. I'm gonna take the Bama versus Arkansas game. I have it as Bama's favored by 20. I'm gonna say Arkansas. Plus 20 here. I'm gonna go with Bama outright wins this game, but Arkansas they don't cover. So give me Arkansas plus 20.
I'm gonna go against Brad. Washington -3, and I'm gonna sprinkle in over 67. I think this game is a
sprinkle.
I think that game is going to be a fucking shootout, and it's gonna be the best game watching at 2:30. It's gonna be a great game to watch with a beer in my hand. Yeah. I think that's the easiest bet.
I'm gonna go after my local team, Illinois plus 13.5. I think Maryland comes out flat after last week's tough game against Ohio State. They probably put all their effort, all the power into it, and they'll just come out flat at home. They have no full.
Illinois is terrible though.
They're terrible, but this is a classic Maryland looks good, and they'll sneak into the rankings like they do everywhere. They'll be 25, and they just get smoked at home somehow, and they look awful. Feels like that's just what they do every couple of years. And 13, and it's 13.5 right now. I think you can get that's a lot, and I don't think Maryland kind of takes it to to the house like that.
That's a great pick, Lucas.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. Give me Illinois.
I mean, Brad.
Plus 13.5.
Yep.
Yeah, I would.
You better add that Lee Corso right there.
No, I will. I will. On yours, I will.
right,
my
good.
next game, I don't know why the fuck I'm not. Nope. I'm not doing. I refuse to do that. I'm not an idiot. I am taking the under 36 in Iowa, Wisconsin.
Barn burner.
Betting on a under, always fucking fun. But it, like I said, it's like good old faithful.
Good,
You're always good for an under in an Iowa game. So taking the under 36 and 36.
We talked about it earlier. A&M, Tennessee hit that over 55.5. They're gonna be firing at each other. That number seems off, for sure. Seems like something they're just going to come in and it's going to be a super high scoring game.
Oh, I like that. I like points.
Yeah, whatever for points too. The fun is taking overs.
Yeah, absolutely. Overs club, man. The overs club. Jim.
My next pick, I got Michigan versus Indiana. Michigan 33.5. Got to take Michigan, dude.
That's a safe bet. That's a safe bet. But 33 points, dude. I mean,
dude, they put 33 up against us.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. We did watch that game.
Until proven otherwise, Michigan.
I am going to take. Is this our last pick? It's our last pick, isn't it?
That's
no, I got two. I
have one.
I got two more. I'm going to take North Carolina minus 3.5. I think they're going to shit pump Miami, especially after last week. They looked so fucking terrible. That's the only reasoning I have because Mario Cristobal is a fucking idiot. Brad, to you.
I think Iowa plus 10 could be my last one. That just seems too much for Iowa team that keeps it close. I mean, it could be a real low scoring game. They win definitively, but the definitive win is like 7 points. Like
I can't out of spite. I can't take Iowa. I can't take Iowa. Like the under here is such the play, but I also don't blame you for taking 10. Yeah. That is such a good play. Jim.
All right, so my final pick, just going with the easiest pick I can ever make. It's Georgia versus Vandy, 31.5. I'm going to have to go with Georgia right there, boys.
Like that. I mean, Vandy's building their stadium actively right now while they're playing. So,
dude,
not feeling confident they're going to be going well there.
No, like, that's what gives me nightmares about the possible renovations during Memorial Stadium. Is that we'll be like in 2024, like at the end of 2024, they'll be starting to build, and in 25 and possibly 26, that's what our stadium might look like. But it'll look a lot better. My last pick, I think I kind of spoiled it a little bit last when we were talking about this game. Notre Dame minus 3, hammer that. I think this game is going to be fucking close. I don't think USC is going to score 50, 60 points. This defense will show up. I honestly think that Notre Dame outright wins this game. So give me the fighting out day. Hey, they covered.
Let's do a side bet, Luke. Let's do a side bet.
Okay, what side bet?
All right, we got a proof with East Coast Brad right here.
Okay.
USC outright wins.
I take Notre Dame.
Yeah!
Come on, Luke.
They got the most handsome coach in all of college football. I mean, that's got to count for something, right? Like, it's gotta be like some sort of like pro on their side. Like maybe that's the deciding factor.
What do you want? Like, why are we? Is this like a
outright,
head?
Just outright winner? Outright winner.
I'll take Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
I got USC.
Okay. And that's just straight up win. Straight up money line for just me and you. Money line.
Overs, nothing. Just fucking straight up win.
But I am but like that's just between us. Like it doesn't affect us, picks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll see.
All right. Brad, rundown your picks.
Oh God, what were my picks? Now I'm blanking on everything I picked because I just closed the tab I had it all clicked on. Shit. I know I took Oregon money line. Took the under in the Iowa game. I took and UNC.
You took Iowa
3.5, and I took Iowa outright or plus the points.
Nate.
I took Georgia minus 31.5 over Vandy. I took Michigan minus 33.5 over Indiana. going out on a limb with these picks, aren't I?
Oh, I had the Maryland
you
pick too.
are.
I had the Maryland.
I'm
Maryland,
going with
yep.
Florida. I'm going with Florida +2 over South Carolina. I'm going with Bama I'm going with Arkansas +20 over Bama. I'm a little nervous about just saying that now. And I'm going with Illinois +13.5 over Maryland. So there we go.
I've got Notre Dame -3, Mizzou +2.5, Washington -3.5 over 67. The under in the Iowa-Wisconsin game under 36, and North Carolina -3.5. So you know our picks. Fade us. Fucking go. Run with us. We're gonna try to win you guys money. We'll see if Brad's let's see if Brad's bets hits this week. You know, East Coast Brad. He's East Coast Brad. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
College football is definitely my weakness. Look at my stats right now, so that's still plus, but it's not the best. NFL and MLB, I've done a lot better.
There we go. And speaking of the NFL, first game Thursday night football, Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 10.5. Over under 47.5.
47.5.
Yeah, 47.5. I don't like the last time I bet on the Chiefs, they lost, and like it burned me. And I swore that I would never ever bet on the Chiefs again. And I think I might have to stay with it. But like this game coming in, like the Broncos aren't fucking good. They're terrible. This is a game where like it could be the trap game. It could be the trap game. I think Mahomes, like right now, Kelsey is good to go. He's playing. So I think that gives them the edge. Chiefs probably will win. I don't know if they cover the 10.5. They covered last week, and they've done pretty well against the spread this year.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on Denver? Like the future of Denver? Do you think Russ is still there?
I think they have to. I think it's too much dead money to get rid of him. No one's going to trade for him.
Yeah,
I feel like he's just it's a failed experiment at this point. You know, I mean, I know he's only year one under Sean Payton, but it hasn't looked any different from Nathaniel Hackett. You know, it's just
no, yeah.
I feel like we don't give enough credit to the likes of Pete Carroll for having to deal with that guy. You know.
Yeah, and just see what he's doing with fucking Geno Smith. And they have a new offensive coordinator.
Making him a Pro Bowl quarterback. I mean, props to Pete Carroll, man. I just don't like Russell Wilson in the future at Denver. So
we'll
just
see.
Question. Something to think about.
Is that your take on the game then, Nate?
Yeah. I don't have much, but other than the Chiefs cover and they win.
Yeah, Brad.
Hey,
what's your pulse?
Thursday nights are weird. I hate betting teams on Thursday nights. It just feels gross, especially after last week where I was like, "Oh, Washington's gonna come in here and beat the crap out of Chicago," and we got ran over. First time in a long time I've turned the game off midway through. I was like, I'm wasting my time.
Oh, dude.
But
dude, oh god, you know how that feels.
Yeah, it's gonna be weirdly close. Like I feel like they don't cover the number, but they still win like definitively by 7. Like Broncos do something dumb on like the last play of the game and get 7 on some like fumble stupid thing that happens, and it's like, oh well, there goes the cover. That's what it feels like.
That could definitely happen.
Yeah.
Moving from Thursday night to jolly old London. Me and Brad have been to London.
Hello.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend. What was Ian McKellen's bar?
Oh,
The Grapes.
The Grapes.
Great pub. The Grapes. Yeah, Grapes. It's awesome.
Pub.
It's Ian McKellen. That's Gandalf's bar, dude. It's awesome.
Ran the Tame. It's beautiful.
Ravens at Titans in London. Another London game. My read on this game is if you show up to London like 4 days early, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good though. Like the fact that the Bills did not leave Wednesday or even Tuesday is beyond me. Like I love the way that and that goes to show you what Jim Harbaugh is doing. Like he's a smart guy. Like getting there early is what you need to do. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens have kind of struggled. I mean, obviously, Brad being that close to Baltimore. What's your take on this game?
I think it's gonna be Ravens. They made that trip a couple more times than I feel like the Titans have. It's a little easier of a flight in and out. They're staying close to home, and after how flat the Ravens felt last week, and they had 7 or 8 drops when they had 3 all year. Feel like that regresses back to the mean. They play a little bit better and they take that win against the Titans. Don't know if they cover, and the line's now at -4, which feels gross. I
Yeah.
don't like that number.
Especially at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, like that just feels like I'm gonna wake up sweating immediately, unhappy about the situation. It's like when I got really into betting darts, and I was waking up like 8 a.m. to watch guys play darts in England. Like it just feels the same way. I don't feel comfortable with that game at all.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, I think the Ravens need a bounce back game. I mean, the Titans are a good team. Mike Vrabel, like last week, they just didn't look good. And I'm just waiting for a signature game where Derrick Henry has his 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, or like 200 yards and a touchdown. Like that, he's always good for it. He's always good for one of those. But then again, like Lamar Jackson can hold on the ball. They have been known to run the ball, but like now with Georgia's old OC, it's Boykin, right? Munkin. They're spreading the ball. They're spreading the ball around.
It looks like a competent offense. Like it's not the weird Greg Roman team they had before.
No, yeah, absolutely. Nice. Nate,
I just feel like, after watching the Ravens and Steelers, unfortunate that we had to watch that game in our district here, Luke, and
oh fuck, dude. Yeah, seriously.
I feel like Lamar Jackson just killed the motivator, like every ounce of like energy they had to win that game at the end. It's just like he was taking sacks, he fumbled. I think he threw a pick at the end too.
Yeah.
Or did he fumble or something?
Something
it's just like, holy shit, dude. Like, do you not know, like, this is crunch time. We can't afford to do that. And I like Munkin as their OC. He's a good OC, and he'll get them right. It's just how invested is Lamar Jackson. It just looks like he's not there right now. But he always plays like shit against.
He should be pretty invested after getting a big fat contract.
Yeah, but he always plays like shit against the Steelers, so I might be looking too much into it. But it's just
that line last week, it was like +4.5, and I took it immediately. Yeah. I'm like, these games are always close. And the last like 3 are like 17-10. Like they're always close. It just seemed that way.
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely. Coming from the good old London town to Atlanta, Brad's Commanders going to the Falcons. Brad, I'm gonna let you kick this one off too because
I am feeling a good bounce back game for the commies. We are going to mount a little bit of a comeback here. The team is not well coached, which is a huge problem. Jack Del Rio is the worst defensive coordinator I've ever seen in my life. Don't know how you get beat on the same play 3 times in a row for touchdowns. It's atrocious. I don't know how he's still employed. If I was that bad at my job, they would have fired me months ago. Damn! It is awful to watch, but they have really good players, and they have a really solid defensive core. Losing Derek Forrest, our number 2 safety, is going to hurt, but we have some good solid backups there, and that number's 2.5 now. I like us outright at +120. We came into Atlanta last year and played them super well and beat them with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. Honestly, my biggest concern is they sit Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke comes in. It's a Taylor Heineke revenge game. That would be my concern. Because then Desmond Ridder comes out there first, he picks in the first quarter, and then Taylor Heineke's like, I'm going to ball out now. This is what you get for not keeping me around. That would be my biggest concern in that game. God. But the team's really solid. Like, ton of good players, bad coaching, but good OC. Eric Bieniemy, you had him for a long time, and he's changed that offense. And how's Young?
What do you
figuring out?
Oh,
I feel like he's a coach in waiting for you guys. Is there?
I think so.
Like as soon as next year, you think?
Yeah,
I mean, what do you
think so. The kind of vibes around here is it's a tryout.
Really?
I don't think it. This year's again house money a little bit. Losing Dan Snyder, new owner with Josh Harris. Let's keep it we have, see what happens. If the guys do great, cool. If they do terrible, we're in a position to draft a quarterback. If Sam's good, awesome. And how's the offense run through Sam? He's grown every week. And Bieniemy runs a solid offense, and we have a terrible line.
That's like your picks next year have to be offensive line. Offensive line, right?
Don't know how they don't take offensive line. Don't know how they did it this year. Don't know how we took more defensive players. And Forbes has been bad, like not good, but I think the guy's going to get better. But it's ugly on their line, and we have just we have not had a good center
in the set. Yeah, I mean, hey, you got Nick Gates,
Fuck.
former Husker.
He's,
Nick Gates, good guy.
Wow,
Dude,
that guy.
Why
great.
is he
He's not
playing
great.
center though?
I don't know.
God dang.
It is.
I don't know because he played what, guard for the Giants?
Yeah.
He played guard for the
or has he
Giants,
always
and
been a center?
he was guard for the
He's a guard.
Giants, and then he got moved to center because their center got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But
And then he got hurt.
At Nebraska, he was tackle and guard. The dude is a universal tool, man.
And that's part of the problem with this team is like they constantly want position flex guys.
Yeah,
it's like this isn't basketball. You need guys that are like good at being guards and good at being centers. You don't need a guy that's okay at center, okay at guard. Like that's not. And he's starting. Like that's great as a backup, but that's not what you want your starter.
Well, no, absolutely. And obviously the biggest thing with football is winning the line of scrimmage, and I feel like that's the number one thing. If you have a good offensive defensive line, you're usually winning. Go ahead, Nate.
A big Tom Osborne statement right there, Luke.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh my!
Win the line of scrimmage.
No, but it's true though. I mean, if for
is
example,
very true.
Like Washington, like your guys' defensive line is scary. It's scary on paper.
Yeah.
Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and Chase Young, like they should be the leading sack leaders every single year. Like there's no way that you guys should be below, like you guys defensive wise, like in sacks, tackles for loss, and like at least rushing defense should be like top 10, if not top 5 with that defensive line on paper. And it just like your offense does not help. Like it's not that your offense is bad. Like you were saying, like Sam Howell's competent. I think he can make a lot of the throws that absolutely. And I think Bieniemy, as much as I would have loved for him to stay at the Chiefs, I think he is a great head coach. I think he has a possibility of being a great head coach. I don't know why I just don't think he interviews well. I just don't think he interviews well.
He gets the read thing, like recalls the plays, but he calls great plays. Like the play calling has not been an issue this year by any means.
Yeah.
Injuries and bad O-line have caused the offensive issues.
Yeah. I like the Commanders this week. I do like the Commanders this week. They aren't one of my picks, so I'm glad I'm saying that now. The next game we're going to is team Jags, Colts at Jags. Bounce back game. Well, no, actually both teams are coming off of big wins. So this could come down to this could be the winner of the AFC South.
Unfortunately,
it's a big pivotal game.
Just like what East Coast Brad said, I'm gonna call you East Coast Brad every time I
like most people refer to me by nicknames, so that's good.
Anyway, we got a revenge game for not only beating them first game of the season already, we're playing them again already, which pisses me off
when that happens.
But Gardner Minshew, man, he's named their starter because Anthony Richardson's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks with his shoulder. Is he pissed at the Jags for letting him go? I hope not, because Minshew magic, man. Never know what's going to happen.
Minshew mania.
Whatever. No, it's Minshew magic, dude. He brought some magical moments. Anyway, this is a very scary game, and I'm staying away from this game for pick wise. But hopefully the Jags can pull it out. It's at home. Hopefully the fans show up big. They're coming off they're 2-0 in London. Hopefully that Bills game they build off. So that was a good Bills team they beat. So they should beat the Colts.
Yeah.
But with Jonathan Taylor and a revenge game for Minshew. I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good bet. I think the passing defense for the Colts worries me, and I feel like that's what Trevor Lawrence. They're going to let Trevor Lawrence cook with Zay Jones.
I don't know. Zay Jones might be hurt.
Calvin Ridley and is he? Then hey,
he's
throw Devin Ingram. You got multiple.
He's questionable as of now, but
both of them are.
Zay Jones is
just Zay Jones.
Oh, Zay Jones is. Yeah. Okay.
According to my fantasy,
I think
I'm kind of pissed about it. But,
I think Nate's gotten screwed this week. Actually, me and him have gotten screwed. But
Giants Bills.
Giants and Bills. I think this is actually a sneaky good game.
Stop, dude. Stop.
No, I'm being serious.
You didn't see anything, did you? The whole starting offensive line, the whole starting the offensive side of the ball for the Giants is out.
Oh,
Yeah,
Daniel
they're just
Jones
dead.
is out.
Yeah,
Saquon
yeah,
Barkley
yeah,
is
yeah.
out.
He's
Darren Wall. I
yeah.
shouldn't even be telling you this just to watch you.
Oh yeah,
like, wonder
Darren
why he's
Waller,
not
yeah,
playing.
I did see
But
that.
Waller's
No, I
out.
saw that. I saw that.
This is not going to be a game.
Yeah.
What's the
Bills
line on that?
big.
Yep. I guess.
Bills minus
Yeah.
14 right now.
Yeah.
It might,
Right.
yeah,
Game's
East Coast Brad's thinking about
course
taking that
hey,
right now.
Hey, they got Tyrod
maybe
Taylor.
tease that down to like -7, take somebody else.
Yeah. They got Tyrod Taylor back there, man.
Might be better.
But we will talk a little bit about I think this Monday night I think that is the game. Monday night
Chargers?
Dallas Chargers. It's a revenge game for Kellen Moore, and
Ooh.
I cannot wait to see the Cowgirls get their shit kicked in for a second week in a row. There's no different. Like if you look at, and I was talking to one of my other friends. If you look at the roster of the Chargers and of the 49ers on offense, they're damn near identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dynamic running back, great quarterback, 2 really solid wide receivers, and a decent tight end.
The only thing bad about the Chargers is their defense is not
that
good.
Yeah.
Unless Khalil Mack gets 6 sacks again. So
no shit. And Eckler, like, God,
yeah,
dude, he's
a full 99% though. He said that he's going to be 99%.
He is.
Yep.
That's good.
I have him in my family league, so that's the only reason why.
That just tells you right there, guys. Take the over.
Oh yeah, I like.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I won't get into it anymore. But East Coast Brad, what's your?
That's his pick.
I'm looking at it
He
now.
ain't gonna show his hand here.
I'm realizing, Chargers plus 2.5 at home, and I was like, that's a little odd. And then I realized, it's the Chargers, so it's gonna be 90% Dallas fans in LA.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
So no real home field.
True. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, no real home field for them. I much prefer the Chargers.
Such a shame. Like you watch a Rams game and you watch a Chargers game.
Oh fuck!
And
especially if the
opponent always has more fans there.
Yeah, they play anybody big. Kansas City, Eagles, whoever.
49ers.
Like, oh my
all
god,
them. Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah,
like you built this behemoth of a stadium, and you can't even fucking like get your own fans to go there.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But Brad, what final? Or do you have this as one of your picks? Because I don't want to.
No, I don't have this as one of my picks. I don't think I'm torn on that game. If I were to take it, I'd take Chargers money line.
There you go.
But
I don't hate that pick.
I get scared with Dallas coming off like getting their ass kicked. And
that's true. But like, there's a lot of holes in that defense, man.
Yeah,
they got exposed. But
dude, the Niners are a juggernaut. The Niners are a juggernaut, man. So that's just like that's like a game like what we just witnessed between Michigan and Nebraska. You just long season.
Yeah. Fuck it. Throw that away. I also don't like that Micah Parsons is like, yeah, we're the same team. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not the same fucking team, man.
Micah Parsons is a stud. Let's just add that.
He is a stud. Well, the fact that Nebraska was in his top 5 coming out of high school.
It's another miss on Mike Riley.
Fuck me, dude. Oh my god. And Zay Flowers. We were in his top 5 as well. What the fuck? Oh, okay, never mind. This isn't the Nebraska show. We're in a bye week. But it is time for Pickem NFL. Brad, do you have all of yours? Lined up?
Well, I'll get the last ones while we're round robining. But my first one, one of my favorite bets this year that I've been taking a lot. It's not plus money, which is normally where I like to hit this one, but Russell Wilson basically over a half interception. So I feel like he's going to throw a pick quick.
That's not a bad pick.
I feel like this might cash in the first quarter, and then I just hands up and watch the rest of the game. Like that's kind of like one of my. I just look for bad quarterbacks now with plus money on picks. I'm like, take that one. It's a great strategy.
We haven't had any player prop bets, so that's
where I live in the NFL. So I'll try to find another one or two here real quick while we're talking that I like.
There you go, Nate.
All right, for my first NFL pick, I'm going to go with the Seahawks versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favored 2.5. I'm going to take the Seahawks here. I like how the Seahawks are looking, so I like how Kenneth Walker looks. Coming off a bye, he's going to be.
All right,
healthy.
you can go fuck yourself. yourself. Go fuck
Gonna
yourself.
be running,
Go fuck
baby.
yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck
Put up
yourself.
them big
By the
fantasy
way, not so
points.
fast. Bengals. Yeah, not so fast. Bengals -2.5. I'm taking them because
It's
they are
just
the
so
better team.
It's so
They're coming off a
dude.
huge win.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's so odd
So
that the Bengals are not dominating teams. Though.
How bad was Burrow?
What happened?
Right?
What
like
happened?
That's got to be the problem. Is
Yeah.
no,
the
yeah,
cap
that's
was way worse
definitely
than
got to be a
what Burrow was?
problem.
And their offensive line, Jesus.
Yeah, or getting
about to
Orlando
suit up.
Brown. Jesus Christ, he's not very good. He wasn't very good for the Chiefs either.
It's
So,
not worth the
I mean,
money. It's not worth the
No.
money people pay him.
No, not a chance. So I am not so fast, friend. -2.5 Bengals.
Got another
That's my
Lee
pick.
Corso gif.
Yeah.
All right, my next one.
Brad.
Homer pick, Commanders money line. Take that plus money. I think they bounce back after the little bit of time off. Play well in Atlanta, and it's a solid defense that can contain Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
So I like taking the plus
Absolutely.
money
Nice. Nate?
I'm gonna pick a Dolphins versus Carolina game. I'm gonna pick Dolphins. Dolphins just safe money right here. 13.5 I got. So Dolphins. No other reason why their offense is unbelievable.
I know last episode we said no picking the 49ers.
No,
But I gotta go with
Lucas.
49ers.
Lucas, no.
Oh,
You cannot. You cannot.
I was looking at that number too.
You have to pick someone different. You cannot take the
Fine.
These,
I'm in agreement with Brad. I like the Commanders at +2.5 here.
I'll give you that one.
I do really like that.
Brad.
For everything
So
that Brad,
this kid,
East Coast
this
Brad said.
freaking kid picks the easiest games. Hence why I'm picking the easiest games this week because I got to catch up to him because this kid picks the easiest games in college and NFL. He's like, I got a better record than you. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm out here picking Appalachian State.
Niners -4 last week was in doubt. Dallas was a good team rolling into that game last week. That's not a bad pick.
I'll pull my Niners.
That's not a bad pick, but you usually pick them every week.
Anyway,
fuck you,
Brad. Brad,
so my next one we're going to Houston. Well, yeah, we're going to Houston against the Saints. CJ Stroud over 1.5 TDs. Plus money.
Absolutely.
Guys, that's been a stud. I feel like that's it might not hit, but it feels like it's got a chance, even with a solid Saints defense. Stroud looks so good. And it could be a time for him to kind of show off and be like, hey, look, I can go against a real good defense and light it up a little bit and get more comfortable in that offense. So Stroud over 1.5 TDs at plus money seems very nice.
There you go.
Oh, hell yeah. Nate, you gonna choose or what?
All right. No.
I swear to God, you fucking picked the 49ers. I'm punching you square in the face.
God.
No. I'm picking Chiefs Broncos because I feel like I'm going with Chiefs 10.5 because I feel like this is just going to be a runaway ugly game that you're probably going to flip and watch Thursday night baking show with Louis Vuitton or someone, because this game's going to be so ugly. Give me Chiefs 10.5.
Again, I cannot bet on my team.
You can't.
Pick
someone different, Luke.
I don't.
Pick the Raiders.
I'm actually gonna take Buccaneers. I'm gonna take Buccaneers plus 3.5 against the Lions. Even though I really, really do think that the Lions are a scary good team. Obviously, they beat the Chiefs in week 1. They've been rolling on offense. David Montgomery's getting that ground game is really, really doing things for their passing game. Honestly, if I had to pick a prop bet. East Coast Brad, can you look up over under rushing yards for David Montgomery? Because I would take the over on that one.
Oh,
to be honest,
Montgomery.
Because I would say either over under his over the yards or anytime touchdown. David Montgomery. He's been scoring touchdowns like it's
his props up yet.
What the fuck?
Too early.
All right, well, whatever. Just take David Montgomery.
David Montgomery over whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, David Montgomery anytime. I'll do anytime touchdown. And I will take Buccaneers plus 3.5. Brad?
You got 2 left, right? Two left. I will take Bills minus 14. That is a dumpster fire of a Giants team that I don't want to see play football. So I'm just gonna take the minus 14.5 and check on my phone occasionally. Watch baseball and stuff.
I'm right there with you.
That seems like the more fun thing to do.
I'm right there with you, Brad. I'm going with the Bills minus 14. It's a safe bet. Giants are horrible. And I feel sorry. I feel sorry for us, like to an extent with Daniel Jones, but like he's not playing this week, so even the Bills strong.
My second to last pick, Vikings minus 2.5 against the Bears. I think Kirk Cousins and Jordan Addison. Yes, are they missing JJ? Yes, they're missing JJ, but Jordan Addison will probably pick up the slack. They'll throw the ball. The Bears aren't. They played a good game against the Commanders. I mean, they took advantage of spots where the Commanders were really lacking. I felt like in that game. Yeah. I'm sure East Coast Brad can agree with me on that one. I think what I saw from the Vikings defense last week, they can play with anybody. They're just having a really bad down year. Trade rumors with Kirk Cousins. Who knows if that's going to happen? But that's I got Vikings minus 2.5. Brad, final pick.
All right, my last one. I'll throw out one more prop. Jamar Chase over 84.5 yards. Give me the damn ball. Yeah. Give me the damn ball. Throw me the rock. 7-Eleven always open. He needs to just go with the Ocho Cinco. Call his coach at 3:00 in the morning, go, coach, I'm open, and then hang up the phone. The dude's like the best player I've ever seen play college football. It's unbelievable what that guy's able to do. And 2 slow weeks, starts to come back a little bit and then drops a bomb last week and demolishes everybody. Like, let the guy get cooking. The Browns are solid, or they're not playing the Browns. Sorry. Seahawks are a solid D.
Taking the Niners, man. 7 against the Brownies. Does anyone know, is Deshaun playing?
I haven't heard.
No, I don't think so. I think it's
why is he not playing? I feel like he's
getting massages, Lucas.
I mean, literally today it sounded like it. He wasn't showing up to anything today. Like, it did not sound good.
God.
Oh God.
Niners big. They cover and hit the over.
Okay.
Just because I want to add a little sprinkle to your guys' cookie making here.
I am gonna take the Chargers +2. What's it at now? +2.5.
I think it's +2.5.
Hold on. All right, I will take the Chargers +2.5. I think they're not much different than the 49ers, and they really, really, really struggled against the 49ers. I think Eckler is finally healthy. I think that helps that passing game a lot. Mike Williams being out kind of hurts them, but I feel like Keenan Allen's going to get all those touches. I also like the over 51 in that game as well. So, Brad, for your games.
Yeah, my picks were Russell over 1.5 over a half interception in Thursday night. I just got that boosted up to +136 on FanDuel real quick. So that's gonna be real fun. Washington money line, little bounce back win. CJ Stroud over 1.5 touchdowns. Bills -14 and Jamar Chase over 84.5. I would even that Jamar Chase number, if that goes up to even like 87, I would keep hitting that over.
Nate.
All right, my picks were Bills 14, 49ers 7, Chiefs over the Broncos 10.5, big. Dolphins 13.5 over Carolina, and Seahawks +2.5 over Cincinnati.
Let's get exciting. I've got Cincinnati -2.5 against the Seahawks. Got the Commanders +2.5 against the who they play?
Atlanta.
Falcons. Atlanta. I've got the Buccaneers +3.5 and David Montgomery anytime touchdown. I think we should start doing player bets too. Thanks, East Coast Brad. Appreciate it.
That's where I make my hay. Games are hard. Players are easy.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah.
Vikings -2.5 against the Bears, and the Chargers over 51 against the Cowboys and +2.5 And that's going to be it for our first official week of Pickem. Just talking about the Pickem, not the recap or anything like that. So this is fun. I think the final question I have is Brad, East Coast Brad. Are you the honorary third member of Gridiron Guys now?
I am always down to come on and hang for a while. It's a good time. Love talking a little
talk
ball.
Sports.
Heck,
Awesome.
Love talking a little ball.
Heck yeah. Definitely. Brad, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being the first guest. Really appreciate it. You we're going to have you on at least for a while for Thursdays. Because like us betting, like you giving your betting and stuff like that is always fun. Obviously, you're probably going to get us into betting players now. It's going to be.
I never even knew you could bet on a player throwing a pick, dude. That's awesome.
I found it like a couple weeks ago during what was the
yeah, I love
Thursday
that.
night. It was Jared Goff. He hadn't thrown a pick yet this year on that Thursday night game. And I was like, it was like 1:30. I was like, hammer that over at buddy's house. Threw like the third play. I'm like, we're good, boys.
I bet people make millions if that was up for if Matt Ryan was still playing. That dude was good for 300 yards and 2 picks a game. Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But Brad, you don't really have a social media. So
I don't exist on the internet really.
Look for Brad on here every once in a while. Maybe every Thursday. Who knows? If I could get him talked into doing it, maybe we can get him.
We'll make a Twitter handle for you called East Coast Brad here.
I have a Twitter handle that I haven't tweeted from since I think 2020 maybe. I don't exist on the internet. It's not my scene. That is
dude.
For sure.
I wish I was the same, but I love Facebook Marketplace.
Oh sure.
Jim, where can the good people follow you?
Get on the Gridiron Guys Twitter page. Gridiron Guys with 2 Z's, no spaces. Give it a like, follow, and scroll through our tweets, man. We like to talk. We like to talk shit. We like to give our 2 cents, whether anyone listens or not. Go get
They don't listen. They don't listen. It's okay.
They're gonna listen. We got East Coast Brad here now. They're gonna listen.
We got East Coast Brad. Yeah, we got East Coast Brad.
I forgot. I do have a social media I can shout out.
Oh no. Oh wait, hold on. Do I know this?
Me and my fantasy baseball and fantasy football league. We do a podcast specifically about our league.
Yes.
It is not.
Dude, that would be fun.
It is specifically about our league. You can find it at the Yak Boys / Bucher's Badger Boys. Our 2
there
podcasts.
You go.
Bucher's Badger Boys is fantasy football, and Yak Boys is the football one. They're both longest term dynasty leagues in baseball and football. We average like, I don't know who's watching this. There are 12 people in these leagues and they have like 34, 35 views. So somebody else is watching them out there besides our league. So.
Oh, fuck. I love that. You can find me at Luke Egghead on Twitter and follow the podcast on all social medias. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so that you never miss any of our content. If you're listening, leave a review, give it 5 stars. Give us a star. Give us a rating. Give us some type of rating. I don't give a shit what it is. Just give us a rating. But without further ado, let's have ourselves a weekend. Let's fucking go.
Enjoy football, baby.
Go Chiefs.
Enjoy football.
And go Big Red, I guess.
It's personal.